Kamu ketemu orang asing, terus pengen tahu, dia bisa nggak bahasa Inggris? Kamu nanyanya, do you speak English atau can you speak English? Ada bedanya nggak? Ini dia pembahasannya. Alright, let's say there's a stranger, the person like you, an expatriate. We want to ask the person, we don't know, the person speaks English or not, right? So when do we ask the person, do you speak English and can you speak English?
Honestly, in that situation, if you're asking a stranger, it's the same thing.
The same thing.
Can you speak English? Do you speak English? The same thing in that scenario. The one that occurred to me that is different, if we already know somebody and we know that they speak more than one language, then we might say something like, do you speak English at home? Do you speak English at work?
So which means that their everyday language they use.
Yeah, because you know that they speak more than one language, right? So people will ask me because they know my wife is Indonesian and my kids are mixed. So people sometimes ask me like, do you speak English at home? But in the case that you said about asking
A stranger, someone we don't.
For me, do you speak English? Can you speak English? It's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. Do you disagree?
Can I argue your point?
Absolutely.
I don't mean to distract.
No.
No.
I look forward to it.
Okay. Right. Literally, when we ask, can you speak English to a person, we ask their ability to speak English.
Okay.
Right. So, when we ask that questions to a stranger, doesn't it sound impolite or rude to say
No,
not
not at all.
Stranger?
Not at all. Again, if you want to be more polite, excuse me, do you speak English?
Or can you speak English?
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, they're both. But then if you're asking, do you speak English? You're really asking the same thing anyway.
Right. Oh, so which means when we ask, do you speak English, still we ask about their ability.
Yeah, we're still asking. So it's still they're both yes/no questions, right?
Yeah.
So do you speak English? Yes, I do.
Okay.
Again, it's just describing ability.
Okay. Because some of English learners, they are doubtful, which one do I use? Do you speak English?
Well, I think then at least they should not worry because they can use either of them.
Okay.
And they're fine.
So, the bottom line is,
if we're asking about in a specific scenario, like, do you speak English in meetings? Do you speak English at home?
Right.
Do you speak English with your kid? So if we're making, that specific scenario. But the general question, especially when we're meeting somebody new, do you speak English? Can you speak English? You can use both. It's fine.
Right.